Marriage or mirage? Yes, we have to come and discuss this matter again. Truth or error? Yes, we have people believing that error is truth and truth is error. But on the contrary, that is not so. What we want to do today is to distill some context to the pretext that we're going to be presenting. Marriage is a union between a man and a woman. So don't even think about asking me that question. Whatever you're thinking, I cannot answer. But what I can say, anything that goes contrary to divine design is an abomination, which leads to aberration, which creates damnation. So please be careful of where you allow your mind's eye to lead you. Thanks for joining us once again on Wife Only, as we are in the process of discussing and dissecting the concepts of marriage or mirage, a covenantal relationship or a contractual relationship. Which is better? That there you will have to decide. So without further hesitation, let us get in to the meat of the matter of the meat that you came here to devour. When you take it upon yourself to abuse yourself, knowing the truth that God has given to you, then you leave yourself in a compromised state. No one likes to be compromised. No one likes to be in a compromised position. Because can you imagine you are in a compromised position and people take a snapshot, take that picture and put it up on the social media or put it up on the billboard? How would you feel? So when you do things conflicting with good sense, good judgment, that there is putting you in a compromised position. And I don't want you to be in a compromised position. Not because the manual is inconvenient to you, to your desires, to your likeness, it doesn't mean that the manual is wrong. Remember, you are not the maker of yourself. You are not the maker of the union of marriage. But the manual has been given to you as to how marriages should operate. And if you want to receive the best benefit from the institution, you have to follow the manual exclusively. You cannot use third-party items in the manual. And it's simple as that. So many persons have marriages which have failed because they have been trying out other things, toys and all, which are invoking demonic influences in their relationship. They are invoking all kinds of maleficent practices. They are allowing the devil to take precedence in their relationship, and then they're wondering, why is not my relationship functioning as how God designed it? It is because God is not in the relationship. What did you expect? If you mix truth and error and you are in error, why do you think that the answer is going to be right? So that is the situation that we're in. But we don't want you to have to experience any of that situation. Let's now get into some more details. Now that we have eliminated what we should have no need of speaking about, let us get back to what is important in accordance to the manual of God. Marriage is a vow or a promise which provides a covenant. Let's get that straight. Marriage is a vow which provides a covenant. If you break a marriage, you would have broken a covenant. The promise that you made to God. That is, providing that you were married under God, or you decided to be married under man. And why would you give a man such a great power over you, but yet you don't want to submit to your husband? Let it make sense. Many people face dissatisfaction in their relationship because they cannot come to the distinction and the realization that they are under a contractual arrangement instead of a covenantal agreement. And that there is something that needs to be ironed out. A contract is different from a covenant. There is a distinction between a commitment and a covenant as well. A commitment can be made and then not honored without any legally binding ramification. So you commit to come to the party, but guess what happened? You decide that, hey, I think it's better to sleep home and I'm not going to go. Well, you didn't go. The commitment was broken. There's no legal ramification. Life goes on. Yes, and that is how people treat their marriages. Let's think about it. Every new year, people come up with these bright ideas. Let us make a new year resolution. Let us commit to what we plan to do. But guess what? Before the first month of the year is done, they have failed their commitment. By the first half of the year, their commitment is nowhere in sight. At the end of the year, they have forgotten what they were committed to. And that there is a cycle that keeps repeating year after year after year. So they live multiple years, making multiple commitments, but never accomplishing the commitment that they had established. And that there is a recipe for disaster. Let us move into something that is more important, more interesting, and more defining for a marriage relationship. And that there is a covenant. A covenant is different. It is a legally binding activity. And if you break the vow which you have made to God, that you will not separate, it presents to us that you are a liar, a deceiver, and a fraud. Do you want to be a deceiver? Do you want to be a liar? Do you want to be a fraud? Well, if not, you cannot break the covenant which you have made. Or are you truly making a covenant, or are you engaging in a contractual arrangement? Let us turn our attention now to Deuteronomy 23 and verse 31. It says to us, "When thou shalt vow a vow unto the Lord thy God, thou shalt not slack to pay it. For the Lord thy God will surely require it of thee, and it will be sin in thee." When a vow or a commitment is broken, it is a sin. When you go to get married, you are vowing to God that you will give your life to a particular person for the rest of your life. It is a covenant for life. So whether you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, whatever number of vows you may have vowed, you have to keep them. And that is why we advise our females or women that they only need to make this vow to one individual, one man. You have one orifice that is eligible for procreation, and as such, one man should be allowed to enter, to plant seed, to water that garden. One man. And you may be saying to yourself, what is he talking about? But when you would have come to the realization of what we are talking about, then you will understand and you will say thank you for that advice. And that is why we try to maintain our purity, our integrity, because we are not representing ourselves, we are representing the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. But it's up to you to decide for yourself. Do you want to just be a casualty? Do you want to be like the world? Or do you want to be royalty? Tell the devil to take his hand off God's anointing. Tell him that you will not be compromised. You will not be defiled. And if you have people or friends in your life that are presenting ideas that are conflicting to good judgment, maybe it's time to do a reassessment and let's them go. This is where we're going to have to pause this segment of our discussion on the marriage or the mirage. It was indeed a pleasure to have been able to share this information with you. It is our prayer that you will use the information in order to effect a positive change in your life, positioning yourself to ensure that you have a relationship that is not only pleasing to your husband, but also, most of all, pleasing to God. And inevitably, it will be pleasing to all who beholds that which is. Until next time, signing out is yours truly, Kareem Ainsley, the wife lifestyle strategist. Be the wife you were meant to be. Until next time, when we meet again on the inside, be blessed.